In case you folks didn't know, since the release of my Peter Pan comparison video, I've been getting visits from Tinkerbell herself. On her most recent visit, she decided to take me to her home world of Pixie Hollow and tell me how she got fired from Disney. But when she finished, Tink decided to be a jerk and leave me stranded in her fairy world, and that is where I am now. I gotta tell you something right now, so get in your seat and now take a bow, cause we gotta go and start the flick off to the shelf to pick. Oh, we have a show to put on your screen. Trust me now, cause my work's pristine. It's time to critique a classic movie. Let's have some fun and make it groovy. It's movie criticisms of movies, yeah. I said 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 it's... Oh, hello everyone. Evan&AudreyS here. Sorry about the inconvenience. I'm apparently still stuck in Pixie Hollow. Curse you, Tinkerbell. But anyway, welcome to this third season of Movie Critisims. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have a particular movie to review, so, hey. What's this? Well, folks, I guess in this premiere episode of the season, I'll be reviewing the new Pinocchio Remake. Hope this proves Tinkerbell wrong about Disney. The Pinocchio Remake is a new live-action / CGI animated musical fantasy movie. It retells the tale of Pinocchio, a wood-carved puppet made out of pine wood who vows to become a real boy and make his father and creator Geppetto proud. Much like many other Disney live-action remakes, this Pinocchio remake tries to recreate many of these scenes from the original animated movie, but lacks a lot of the energy and charisma of those scenes. Oh, and by the way, this is going to be a spoiler-free review of the film. A spoiler-filled version will be done by the Critisims dogs on my other channel, the Evan&AudreyS Buddies channel. So, if you want to hear my thoughts on this movie in more detail, you can check their review. Now, anyway, this remake also tries to add some new things to this remake and try to change things up a bit. I can't go into too much detail about them, again, save that for the Critisims Dogs review, but I will say that they either detract from the overall narrative or just completely plain unnecessary. However, there are some changes that I do like in this remake, again, save that for the Critisims Dogs review. Now, one final issue I have with this remake is that I felt like the climax at the end lacks so much weight. It's definitely inferior to that of the original film. I'm going to give the content of this movie just 2 points. Most of the characters of this movie are just okay at best. I particularly like Jiminy Cricket in this movie, as he's probably the only character to maintain his original charm and appeal. But there are also some characters I did not like. For example, the Blue Fairy in this movie is way too energetic and over the top and kind of goofy in this movie. Now, sure, the Blue Fairy in the original had a sense of humor, but there was a limit there to it too. She was allowed to be wise and noble. I also didn't like the Fox and the Cat in this version. Now, in the original version, no, the original movie, sorry, while the Fox and the Cat could be very funny at times and kind of silly, you could at least buy that they would be able to dupe Pinocchio and send him the wrong path. But in this remake, you absolutely cannot buy it because they are way too over the top and loud. There's no sense of subtlety in their manipulating Pinocchio. So I guess I'll give 4 points to the characters. Now, some people did not like the animation for Pinocchio himself, saying that he looks way too creepy. Personally, it didn't creep me out that much. I mean, it looks closer to Sonic from that new Sonic the Hedgehog movie than this. I also could tolerate the animation for Jiminy Cricket and Monster the Sea Monster. However, I do agree that Figaro the cat and Cleo the goldfish look far too creepy and uncanny to find pleasant for the eyes. So I'll give the animation 3 points. Most of the acting in this remake is pretty good, and I have to say that the casting of this movie is probably the best aspect of it, the strongest one, in fact. So I think the two that are the best ones are Tom Hanks as Geppetto and Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Jiminy Cricket. Uh, Gordon-Levitt manages to do a pretty solid impression of the original voice from the original movie, which is pretty unrecognizable, while Hanks is believable enough as an elderly woodcarver, while bringing a little bit of his trademark persona at the same time. The only performance in this remake I did not like was Keegan-Michael Key as the voice of the fox. He is way too hammy in this remake and over the top, and is clearly trying far too hard to entertain audiences. Because of his poor performance, it's even more difficult to buy that this fox is a master manipulator. I give the acting 4 points. I think a lot of the musical score in this movie is just a slapped on version of the score from the original movie. Sure, I guess it makes sense as saying this is supposed to be a remake, but it also gives the remake less of its own identity. As for the songs, well, half of them seem to be are just cover songs of the songs from the old movie. Now there are new songs here, don't get me wrong, but they kind of hold up the pacing at times and just seem there to make the film unnecessarily longer. The music gets 3 points from me. In conclusion, the Pinocchio remake has all the same problems with every other Disney live action remake. It has uncanny animation, unnecessary new elements, and a serious lack of charisma and energy. However, the casting is pretty good for the most part. Jiminy Cricket does maintain his original charm, and the movie's not as boring as the Mulan remake. Still, though, I can't say that you need to watch this remake. You can just watch the original movie instead. Not only is it superior, but this remake just doesn't do enough to justify its own existence. The Pinocchio remake has received a total of 16 points out of 25, earning it a B-. So, have you seen the new Pinocchio remake? If not, do you want to or not, and why? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this review video, then feel free to like, subscribe, and or share. So what's that over there? Whoa! What the? Hey, I'm home! Woohoo! Well, guys, looks like I'm finally home. Anyway, if you want to hear my thoughts on the Pinocchio remake in more detail, remember, you can go to the Buddies channel and check out the Critisims Dogs podcast review of the film. Anyway, what I'll be reviewing next month on Movie Critisims, Well, the thing is, I never actually talked about a DC Universe movie on this channel before, so why don't we switch things up a bit by reviewing Black Adam. I'm Evan J. Sims, signing out. Peace!